this right here. So that one will not get too much energy. And we have this that have a neck over here, but since they have the same height, maybe I cut it. So this one and this will be the same next year. So this one I can do that. Otherwise it will elongate. See that right now over here? Did you see it? Okay. So now see the top over here, it's too strong because the sunlight is just going through over here and it's too heavy. So I need to reduce some needles over here. Probably I can put only about 8 pairs over here on the top. But this one, this what gonna happen when your tree put in the shade, and you have another shade over here too that's too thick. So the buds doesn't come out over here. So it's still okay over here, but it looks weak. So hopefully we'll come back next year. So that one, okay. So same thing on the back. See what's gonna happen when they're covered. So maybe this on the bottom here, and this one, I'm not going to do anything on this one. Not decandling or removing some needles. Just leave it at it is right now. So only the top from here to here. Okay, because that's the most strongest part over here. Okay. So that's how to decandle it. Okay, so I have another one over here that's okay to cut. So okay, if you have the weaker one like this over here, so I can cut close to the base of where the needle is, right here. See that? And cut straight. Okay, so if you have a stronger one like this, cut the, leave a peg a little bit longer. See this right here? And cut that small one over there. And there you go. This one, just reduce a little bit, okay? So, okay, you want to see more about it, or hi, Lucy?
Does anybody have a question or need to see a closer view or more on that? Please unmute yourself. Okay, should we move on?
Okay, do I need to continue on this black pine or show another one?
Anybody want to continue on this one or ready to move on if I don't hear anything?
Yeah, he can move on to my black pines.
That's good, yeah. Whoops, Sam, I can't hear you. Did something happen?
There you go. You hear me? Okay.
Yes.
So this about since I transferred to this one, this is gonna be the 3rd year of this. Okay. So, but this one I can put on a small pot as shohin, but I want the base gonna be thicker. Probably the height over here, it's probably here. because it's only small. Okay, but see the growth from March from here until here, from here to here. That's the first flash on this. Okay, and now this is a new growth again from I think 2 weeks ago. This right here. So this is the second flash of this black pine. Okay.
That grew in 2 weeks, you
Yeah,
said?
this one right here. Yeah, in 2 weeks. See this right here? Because it's too hot, and once they started, they grow so quick. So this one too, from here in March up to here. See those? These. So this is the first one, and this is second. So if you put a lot of fertilizer, this one, I continue fertilizing this one, so it will thicken the base. Okay. But what I'm going to do with this one right now, see all these needles right here on the bottom? I just leave it over here. So it will push the new buds around over here. So I have a lot of choices later on. But this right here, I can remove some of this needle over here, so it will not shade on the bottom over here. Otherwise, this will become weaker, and sometimes it will die back over here. So it's better just reduce some needles from here to here. Oh, from here, and then reducing some of this.
That makes
Okay.
sense. There's a question you mentioned fertilized. Was that fertilized 2 weeks ago, or what about fertilizing our black pine?
This one is growing right now. So continue fertilizing this all year round.
Mm.
Yeah.
Be-
So
Because it's a young tree, or all our trees?
this one is young tree and I want to grow. But if you have a tree that's already finished, then once you decandle it, remove the fertilizer or stop fertilizing for 4 to 6 weeks. Because if you're fertilizing after you decandle the one that's already finished, the outcome gonna be like this. This keep growing, and you don't want that to grow on finished one. You want the short candle and short needles. Okay. See the needles of this one is, see the needles is so long for this.
Yes.
So you want half of it for the small trees, or maybe shorter for smaller trees. But for the medium one, so it should be like this. See the difference in that?
Yes.
So big tree should be a little bit shorter than this, and then medium gonna be like this, and then the shohin should be shorter than this. Okay. What's the okay? Where's that for shohin? Shohin should be like this. See that?
Oh, that's good to see. Thank you.
Yeah. So that's the size. This one is too long. This one's medium. So it's gonna be for good size for big trees like that. It's gonna be like that. It's big, medium, and shohin. Okay.
Sam,
And yes,
can you explain what process you go through in order to get the different size needles? Like when do you cut the candles in order to achieve the size for the shohin? And when do you cut the
okay.
candles when you want the big long needles?
Okay, bigger trees, you can do it earlier. Like supposed to be, you can start first week of June, still a little bit cooler. So you have a longer time to develop before it comes up too hot. So you have longer time to grow the needles or the candles for that time. So the small trees, it's gonna be later on, like this time of the year, like July, because you have a shorter time to grow. But even I said that, but if you keep fertilizing, uh, the shohin you will, I mean, you decandle right now, but you do not remove the fertilizer or you put a lot of fertilizer, it will come out like this. It will grow like this, a long one, okay? But since this one is still, I like the tree to grow more, that's why I don't care the size of the needles, okay? And I don't care about this right here. I just want them to grow big. But on the finished one, you don't want this one. See this right here? If this gonna happen for the finished one that you just decandle, then you end up of this gonna be out of the proportion where you want it. So if you want it for the finished one, it should be look like this. See this right here? It's more like that. If I do that early June, it should be coming up like this. See that right here?
Okay, Sam, so
Yeah.
you are letting this grow and you don't care about the size of the needles because you're going to make this a shohin and cut it off, and you're just growing the thickness of the trunk right now, correct?
Correct. Yes. Okay. So on this one, when we decandle this one is, since this one is two times that have the growth. This first one from here, um, from here up to here, see that growth from March to June. And this new one right here, that's about 2 weeks right here. Okay, that's the second one. Okay, so if I cut right now this one right here, it will have another third. A new buds come out over here. Actually, it's waiting over here to, if I cut it, will shoot out again over here. Because I see some buds over there. But I'm not going to cut it now because it will slow down the growth. Okay. But this one is on black pine, you can cut over here. All right. And only have leaving some few, let's say, okay. So this one right here, if we decandle it and let's say, let's pretend I decandle over here, right? I cut over here. Okay, now I'm going to remove some needles over here. Okay. So we can do this one on Japanese black pine or the Monterey pine. Okay. But we cannot do this on white pines because there's only one plus, there's only one growth in a year. So if we cut like this, we need to wait for next year to come out, not this year. So it takes a long time. So it's better you have some, okay, if you do that on white pine, so, oh, there's no bud on this one. Okay. Okay, on white pine, okay. If we, let's say we decandle this one right here, this one, for white pine, you should have a secondary over here because this one will, if this one will not come out this year or next year, you still have something growing from this one, okay? So you need to have some backup. So like this one right here, if you have a decandle over here, you can still have this one, second one, okay? Then cut over here, so you have something coming out over here, okay? For the mugu pine, the collected trees, what's his name of
Lodgepole?
lodgepole pine, that's you need to treat like white pine. And even the cork bark pine, sometimes if you decandle like the black pine, sometimes the growth will not come out. So it's better you have something, a backup to use for next year, okay? So on this again, so this gonna be a sacrifice, okay? So what I'm going to do on this one, so from here, going down, I can leave all those needles, but this right here, I need to reduce it right here. Okay. The purpose of removing on this one is so the energy will not go everything to the top. So because these are strong, they will get all the energy from the bottom. They go up over here first before that go back and feed this right here if there's some left over. So this right here, okay. See how it look like right now? So it look like balance. You have a lot over here. So those energy, it's gonna be feed this area over here, and you have the sunlight go through here. So this one continue growing, okay? Okay, so now I will stop, pause over here, then ask, talk to Lucy.
Yes,
Hi, Lucy. Okay,
yes,
we're gonna move to the next one.
okay, yeah, thank you.
Okay,
Good.
so,
Any questions?
and I show this one, this Monterey.
Wow.
Okay,
Now,
so,
Sam, you've talked
yes.
about decandling, you've talked about fertilizing. What about pests? Mine are turning a bit yellow on the end, so I think I've got some spider mites or something. I'm going to have to use sulfur on those. Is there anything else?
On yellow at the end of your black pine?
Yes.
Okay, if it's yellow only on the tip or it turn brown, probably most likely that you forget to water on the right timing. So if it's like this, see this right here, like that.
Oh, I've seen that, huh, Eric?
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes.
if you're late to water, black pine is still okay, but you miss one day, sometimes they the tip, usually that turning brown. But if you have spider mites on your black pine, if you don't have anything to put it on, what you need to do is just hold the tip like this and then blast it with water. Flush it with water, strong water. So they will. You can do that for maybe 3 days. When you water, then that should take care.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Okay. See this, okay, this Monterey pine. Okay. See this one right here? Okay, I better cut this one. See this right now? Okay. So they have the same thing like the black pine. Okay. See this, I can cut over here. So the candle's coming out over here around. Okay. But if it's too long, there's still another neck over here. See that one? Buds can come out over here. If there's no neck like that, then you can do the same, which is the growth from around over here, the one I cut, and then the growth from here, it's almost the same thing too. Okay. Yeah, so you can cut anywhere as long as there's a needles on this one, like this right here. I can cut over here. See this right here? I can cut over here, 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 there. They still, yeah,
Sam,
yes,
is that Monterey pine a multi-flush pine?
yes. I think this one, Monterey pine, they grow more than the black pine. They see that the new buds coming out over here. See this one right here? Yeah. And
So
there's
how
a
would you
smaller,
trim, how would you trim that one with the buds?
no, like this one right here. I can, since I have the bud over here now, I can cut it over here, right there.
I see, got it.
Yeah, you can cut over here. If still too long, then you can cut lower. As long as there's a needle, then it will grow a new bud over there. Okay. So that's how the Monterey. And I think this the best smell for pines. Okay. So, okay, and see this right here now. Okay, see this right here. I can cut over here. See, there's some, I mean, some branch over here, but it's a little bit high. So maybe I can cut over here. See that? See the needles only few over here. See that? They will grow over here.
And you said you could do that with black pine, Japanese black pines too?
No, you
No,
cannot just cut it. You cannot just cut.
I didn't think so.
Yeah. On this one, see this right over here. See that over here? There's
Yeah.
no needles over here. But if it's young, they will grow like this, a new one. See that over here?
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
Yeah. If it's still young, then they will pop over here. Okay. So pine, we're done on that. Okay.
Okay, thank
So
you.
we go to, okay. This Itoigawa. Okay. This is the one we called runners. Okay. So when your tree or your shimpaku, if you have a lot like this, that means the tree is healthy. You know why this one is healthy? Because we have this secondary part. And look at the roots that come out. See this right here? If this one sitting down on the bench like this, I cannot have these runners like this. Because see this right now, it might dry out if I leave it not to water for a day. This one is still wet or have some moisture underneath. So the growth will not stop, okay?
Sam, I have that on a couple of mine, 3 or 4 of them. And my question is, do you water them so that everything, including the bottom pot, fills up and runs out?
No, you just water this one. And once you water this, then it will go.
Okay, so you
Okay.
don't do it so much that even the water runs out of the bottom one also.
Yeah, because if you have the nozzle, then it will go water around over here. So
Okay.
yeah. But if you just wanted to water only this one right here, that's okay too. Yeah. So this is how you make the branches grow thicker over here. So I want the trunk this to grow bigger, but it might not gonna be shohin. So maybe I need to cut it back on this one too, since I have a nice base over here. So that's how you develop any other tree. All the trees, you need to do this one right here. Especially right now, we have the record of over 100. Then you don't want your tree to dry it out at the end of the day. So just do this one right here. The soil for the secondary, it doesn't matter what kind of soil that you put in over here. Just you need to have retaining those moisture over here, okay? So it will continue growing. So, but this time of the year, supposed to be wiring time, but we still have a lot of things to do like this one. If your area is cooler, maybe the growth is slower. Like San Francisco, the growth over there right now, it's slow because it's winter time over there. It's cold. Because I was there about 2 weeks ago and I wear my winter jacket. That's why their candles is not really out yet that time. So maybe right now they come out already. But this, if your black pine is not really hardened yet. Just be careful when you touch over here because it think that it will break over here, but break over here on the base, just right here. They break over there. It's so easy. Okay, just be careful. Not over here. See that? Okay. So maybe later on I will start wiring this one and cut the runner. Okay. So any question on this? Growing Shimpaku, Itoigawa. We go to the next, Lucy.
Yeah, that was good. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, I should go to this one right here. Go back to the black pine. Okay, I have this. I think this one is a 2 years old black pine, and see that growth over there and it's straight. So maybe this a little bit big already to bend, but I use a bigger wire. So if you have a tree like this one, this is the best time to wire and bend whatever twist you want to do with this. Okay.
Yeah, we could see it at the bottom of the screen.
Okay.
We can see.
See this right here now. See, I just turn where the wire, the tree, go. Okay. So
Sam, I have 4 of those that I wired like that back in, I think, February. And now the top has shot up almost a foot. Should I cut them off if I want to keep them showing, or like the previous ones that you showed how you let it grow to thicken up?
okay, so just we're talking just like this one right now, right? Like this. Okay. So this one wired over here up to here.
Right.
And this one, let it shoot out. Okay. Yeah,
Yes.
that's fine.
Okay. That's what's
Let
happening.
it grow. Yeah, to thicken this one, it's still showing, and then later on, cut it back over here.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So this what happened right now for that. Okay. Maybe how to do this way. Maybe that look better.
It does. That's great.
I have a question.
Okay.
If the black pine is still growing very strong because it's warm and it's happy, and you try to wire it, will it have more chance of snapping because it's so full of water? And or is it really best to wait till it really slows down its growth?
You need to wait until slow down the growth, but you look over here, see that the needles over here. This one is almost matured now, so it's a good time to start wiring now.
Okay.
But if you see that the base of the needle still look like yellow color, then just be careful because they will break over here, the base of that needle. Okay. That's the one that you need to keep an eye on when you wire. It doesn't matter if it's the juniper. Yeah, right now is a good time to start wiring. Okay.
What height are you shooting for, Sam, on that one?
So this one,
Yes. What's your end height that you're looking for? You keeping that Shohin?
it could be yes, because if you want to thicken this right here, it takes maybe 10 years to develop for a bigger one. So probably if I start working just like this one now, probably within 3 years, this one is 3 to 5 years, this is gonna be a nice one, nice Shohin with the trunk gonna be nice too, and big. Because it might go to another maybe 3 times the size of this right now in 3 years. Okay, so I'm looking for more work on the small trees right now because I'm almost getting there. So, okay. So I have another one over here. This is cork bark oak. So this one, this time is a good time to wire them too. Okay. So this one is so straight. So if we let it grow, this one is straight like that, then it takes forever to grow. So it's better just start bending them. So I pre-wired this one. Okay. So when I twist, I turn a little bit. Okay. 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 Now I twisted on this and then let it grow. And maybe I will put on another pot underneath so it continue to grow on this one. Okay.
That's
We,
fun.
okay.
What's next?
What's next? I have the trident maple. See this right here. I use the water bottle over here as to raise it up so expose roots. But now it's a good time to remove so the roots will be exposed. Okay, see that right now?
Very cool.
So I'm not going to remove all this soil from here now. When I water, it just come out by itself. Okay. So here, what I did on this, okay, to thicken the branch, see these are sacrifice. So I removed the leaves over here and then turn it sideways so it will not shade this part over here. Okay. So on this right now, you want this small leaves underneath. You can defoliate this big one right here. See that there's a small over here. You can leave those so they will grow more. Okay. So that's how you do on because defoliating is make the tree weaker, but then that's the way how to do it. Defoliating is to be selective on which one you're trying to grow. Okay. Even the finished tree, just defoliate only the one that is strong. But if they are weak, then don't defoliate. Okay. So what I'm removing are just only the big ones. Okay. This right now, but you see this already? How? But see the trunk over here compared to these two. Okay. So since these two are big already for the size that I'm trying to grow, so maybe I need to cut it back. But since this right here, from here to there, the nose is too long. So what I'm going to do is I don't want this to grow more, but I need to cut over here. Okay, so same thing over here. The nose is too long. I cut it back over here. So if there's a growth over here and over here, okay, so it will continue thickening this one right here. Then next year, I need to cut it back lower over here to develop those shorter internodes. Because I'm not going to cut over here right now. The reason for that is what happens if this one will die, the eye over here, it will die. So we start with 0 again. So it's better just leaving these 2 right now. Okay.
So those
Now
are your
this one.
excuse me. So those are your sacrifice branches that you said it would instigate shorter nodes in the other smaller branches, because we'll be cutting that away anyway, right? But
no, this small one continue to grow. Okay.
yes.
But this right here, from here, it will grow a new bud over here and over here.
Yes.
So
are we
next
keeping
time,
those branches?
I keep this too.
Oh, okay,
Because,
got it. But
okay,
you want
I keep
smaller.
this too. I want shorter one to come out. So
okay.
from here, from the base up to here, still long.
Yes.
But I want something shorter over here. So, but now if the new growth coming over here and here, so next year I will cut it back over here. So you have 2 over here. I can use this over here, or maybe I need to cut it back if this lower one will grow a thicker one.
Got
but
it.
most likely over here to cut next year.
Yeah, okay.
So,
thank you.
See from the base, there's a small one over here. Since we removed the bigger leaves, then the small one have sunlight to help them grow right now. Okay. So
Sam, I'm more interested in this business of the soda bottle to do the exposed root.
oh, no, that's the water. I removed that. I removed the label because I don't want to. Somebody will look for what's the label of that bottle. I don't want to advertise the company.
So what
Okay.
do you do? Do you do it just like if you were going to do an exposed root for black pine, put it in the soil deep and then start exposing it little bit by little bit?
Yes.
Okay.
It's the same thing, same process with the black pine. Yeah. With this one right here. But since I see some bigger roots over here now, that's why I removed that plastic bottle.
Okay.
But I'm not going to remove the soil yet.
Right. It's too hot.
It just, no, it just
Oh.
come up. When you water, it will come up little by little.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is the Dr. Pam soda, the water bottle, because it's clear, is that better than using a milk carton or a pipe or covering it in rubber to have a clear container?
I use the black one, the black pipe. But I noticed that the growth of the roots is lower. So this one right here, the clear one, I think the roots grow faster.
That's interesting. Okay. You think the black
Yeah.
would attract the heat, but I guess the clear would too?
The clear one is just go through.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, the clear can go through, but the black one, what happened is, especially if it's thick, then it might not warm enough for the roots to grow. Because I just checked the one that I have, they don't have that much, they have long roots, but they're not thick.
You need to do a class. You need to do a class on how to do these exposed roots.
Okay,
Please.
good. Uh-huh,
I would love to watch you do it.
okay, yeah.
There you
But
go.
when you do
Yeah.
this, but when you do that, okay, the soil is different, okay? Whatever you have soil from what you have in the, what do you call this, bonsai soil, I just use the large pumice or red lava. So the soil for bonsai is probably just a little bit, just to hold the water on top of here, but underneath the bottom of it, it should be those large particles. And don't use the smooth gravel, use the rough one. So they have those characteristic on the roots later on, okay?
When do you do this? And you need to do a class. I'd love to watch you do a class.
Okay, all right. We can do that when we have the live. So, oh, we can do that too over here.
Do it on Zoom so easily.
Yeah, we can do next time.
Great.
Wonderful.
In August, that's good in August.
Yeah, that's fine. In August, yeah, we can do
Ma'am?
that.
You said you were in San Francisco a few weeks ago. Are you still hiring out to do people's bonsai trees? So if I wanted to have you come here and work on them.
Yes,
Okay.
I still go because anyway, the only time I talk to the person is just probably when they give the check.
Okay.
Yeah, I just I will wear mask when I talk to them, and yeah, because
Okay.
I okay. So okay, there's another one.
What's next?
What's next? Okay,
Wow. Oh, neat.
these they call Kim Pakin. Oh, Kim Kapin oak. Okay, you see this one have a paper towel on the wire.
Yes.
See that paper towel on the wire?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's too hot right now. But I wired this one that was in February, because we think that the oaks will not get burned from the heat of the sun, but they do, especially if you, because I noticed before that when I wired the oak, what happened is some branches die back.
I was wondering about that, with exposed copper wire or even aluminum wire out in the sun, if it's not good for the plant. So I'd never thought about wrapping it in, paper or something, but that's, because I was afraid that that's exactly the same thing that you're talking about, that when it's 100 degrees out and that sun is full on for 2 to 3 hours, that is going to heat up that wire really badly.
Yeah, even doesn't have the wire. If the oak is exposed too much to the sun, they don't like it. So the best for the oak, it should be on the morning sun. So you can tell that the oak got burned if you see this one right here now. See this right here. If it's like this, see that over here. When you see that the look like burn, you put a torch on it. That's how it looked like when the oak got sunburn. Okay, and since I put this wire over here, the tree is fine. And I learned that from the guy who owned this the nursery where we got this oak. He says, okay, the oak got burned, so if it's too hot. That's why I do this one to protect the bark, just like the way you do the azalea. You need to do this one too on the azalea, because when you wire the azalea, the bark is soft and then they just get injured. So, okay, and this one still survive right now. Yeah. Okay, so what will be the next one?
You tell us.
I have okay, this white pine. This is the one I'm talking about over here. So if you decandle, let's say it's getting too long, you decandle from here, you need to have this secondary over here, the bud over here that's waiting to grow. Because if you decandle from here, let's say if I cut over here like that, there's nothing over here, it will maybe wait a year to come out over here, or sometimes it does not come out, and just wait for this new over here, new bud over here to grow. That's how you decandle the white pine. It's just like that. You need to have this backup over here. See that over here? I think this one, I grafted this one probably 18 years. Maybe just only small tree. Okay.
Sam, did you say you treat lodgepole pines the same way as you do white pines?
Yes, ma'am. Same
Okay.
thing. Yeah. And I have bunjin over here. Japanese maple. Okay. When you work on bunjin, okay, from the base over here till the top, it should be almost the same size of the trunk. See that right here? So like this one right here, there's a new growth over here. So before it grow, better take it off this one now, because it will create a bumps like this right here, and you don't want it. You want to have this smooth. There's no bumps on that until here. So take it off that one. And this one, I want to continue this one to grow, and same thing over here. I just take it off this right here. I just do like this. Okay, so that one continue to grow by not affecting over here on the bottom. Okay, so you have the sunlight over here, and I can defoliate some of these big leaves over here.
You're doing this just so that branch will grow and get thicker?
Yes, so they will continue.
Okay.
Yeah, and then see that if you have some leaves around over here, it's shading this one right here. Sun cannot go through. So now this one continue to grow, while the small one over here got help to grow. Okay. Because sometimes if you don't do that, removing these leaves over here, some of the small ones underneath over here, they will die back because they don't have the sunlight or not too much air to go through. But this is what happened when you have a maple on the direct sunlight in the afternoon and have a strong wind.
So we could be doing these to all our maples, the truck, you think? Like
If you want the branch to thicken on the base, you can do this one. They continue growing by not affecting the smaller one on the base over here.
Okay.
And
So
then when
leave
you
them.
have the right size that you're looking, then you can cut it back. But this one right here, see the nodes are
Yes,
too long. Don't
yes,
worry about the long one right here,
you said
because
that, yeah.
it will come back over here with the shorter ones once I cut over here.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. If you keep cutting back, then the shorter one will come back.
So we would leave all those the little branches growing because there's like lots of branches I see.
Yeah.
You leave those, okay.
Leave it.
Sam,
Okay.
the two branches that you just stripped the leaves off, that's not the position for your final position of those branches, right? So would you water?
No.
Would you
No,
water
once I
them?
cut, yeah, I have the bent underneath over here. So once I cut over here, the new growth from over here, those are the ones that I'm going to water when they come back later on, maybe next year. But right now, I would just want this to thicken, because this one right here, it's heavy over here, and this one, it's below over here. So I want this to thicker than this one. Okay, I want this bigger than this one.
Okay.
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 So Okay. When you want to keep growing, it's gonna be like this. Same thing with this one. Shohin, but I would like the trunk to grow bigger. That's why I have this one as sacrifice.
Oh, so what now you're saying those two big long branches that you defoliated would be sacrifice branches?
Yes, sacrifice branches. I can
Okay.
cut it short later on.
Okay.
So it's another trident over here. That's
Sam,
what I did.
But those sacrifice branches are just to thicken up the base of that branch, right?
Right. Uh-huh. So like this one right here. See this? Okay. I did not remove some of those leaves over here because I just wired them and let it grow. But this time, see this, all this big one right now, what I'm going to do is just the same thing, removing these leaves over here. So I need to leave at least 2 pairs underneath over there. So this one continue growing, see that? Okay.
Sam,
Yes. Yes,
those,
Vince.
those branches that you're stripping are not really sacrificial branches, right? What all you're doing is you're trying to get the base of those branches to thicken. They're not sacrificial branches that you consider as thickening the base of the tree. I think
I just
distinguish between what you're thickening. You're thickening the bottom of that branch, right?
Yeah, this one I'm thickening the bottom of the branch. See this one right here, the trunk of the tree is so big, okay? So if I cut now, it's just like gonna be a toothpick over here. So I better use this one to grow, to thicken the base of these branches over here, okay?
Thank
So
you. Right. That's what I want to know. Thank you.
sacrificial is this one right here. This one is the sacrificial over here. Because I want to grow this one and then later on cut it over here. Okay. But this one right here, trident maple, I just want those to grow thicker on the base. Okay. So just removing like this. Because if you cannot develop a nice tree if you just keep cutting them. So this is the only way to develop that thicker base.
Sam, I'm getting a little bit mixed up on the terminology of the sacrificial branch. Normally, when we think of a sacrificial branch, is that you let that branch grow to thicken another part of the tree, and you actually at the end you cut the whole branch off. Here, I think all you're doing is trying to thicken the base of that branch, right? And not, so it's not actually a sacrificial branch as a terminology goes, I think. Am I right?
It's a kind of terminology is that we can tell this is sacrificial too, but we're not gonna cut to the all the way to the base. But then later on, instead of leaving this, we need to cut it and leave maybe about 2 pairs of eyes on the base here. We just sacrifice this to grow, to thicken, and this right here, right now on the bottom, maybe we can do the same thing later on, but since they grow faster on the top, we do this one right now.
Okay, I think I got it. So
Thank you.
thank you.
Okay, so when are you going to do the bottom part of it?
Probably when I got the right size over here on the top,
Okay,
maybe next year when I see some shorter internodes that coming out from here on the top, then probably I can continue this one. I will not cut the one on the bottom, so it will continue growing.
So we don't thin anything out, you leave everything?
I think they're okay now over here. Yeah.
Okay.
Because if I remove some more, then what happened is it's just weaken the tree. See, that's right here on the bottom. I'm not going to remove more because it's not shading anything underneath. Okay.
but you want to start with the top first and get the top thickened up and then work your way down.
Because they grow faster on the
Right.
top, that's why. Yeah.
Okay.
I can reduce it now, but it delayed, so it's better just go with the grow of the tree. Okay. So what time we got now, or is it?
Sam, do you have any regular ficus trees? You know, the ficus trees that most people keep in their houses. Do you have any of those?
I don't have the picus. I don't. The only tropical that I have is the bougainvillea. Okay, this azalea, this the one I repot the last meeting that we have.
Yeah.
So okay, so this one I pre-wired it. So maybe I'm going to. This is a good time to wire because they're still small. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, this time of the year is a good time to wire on everything. Tropical, you can defoliate them. You can repot them right now. Okay. And the one I have right now, it's an olive.
That's good.
Okay. Okay, on the olives, most that we've seen is just like on the orchard but if they put on the pot, most likely that they just gonna have the triangle or one apex. But how about I just do this one right now? Okay, removing all these suckers.
That was kind of fun. It looked like a big bush. Now we have a tree.
Okay. So there's a purse over here. So I just trim, it's gonna be like a triangle over here. So go to the next over here. Okay. It's formed already, and then I need to go and look for the inside. How is it? So. Okay.
Sam, that one branch that's coming out by your left
This
hand.
one.
No, down very base, at the very base.
This one right here.
Is that to thicken up the trunk more?
No, but sometimes the tree coming out like that. So I just leave it. I can cut it off, but maybe it's unnatural. If it's there's some growth like that on some other trees that they grow later on, but I leave it over there. Just look more natural. That if I cut it off, it's just like the thing. See that? So if you look, this gonna be the front. It's not over here. See that? Go through over here.
Yeah.
Okay. So I just turn a little bit right here. So the space over here, it's gonna be covered, and then you see this small one over here. Like, oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
That's nice.
So now,
Is that tonight's door price?
do you have your numbers? You have your numbers,
was
and
quick.
okay. So okay, make your numbers, then we can raffle this too. But how can? Or okay, I say this too, and then we make the numbers and raffle next time.
Okay, we'll do something like that. We'll talk about it, Sam, and we'll assign numbers. We'll have people respond back if they want to be in the, if they want to be in, participate in the next Zoom. And so I'll go by that, and then I'll assign numbers, and then you'll have to write out a bunch of little tickets or something. Enjoy.
Yes. Okay.
Well, fun.
All right.
Okay.
So now we
I
go
was
for.
just joking, but that's a great
Yeah,
idea.
you were. Yeah.
I'm not joking too. Okay. So we go to question and answer.
Okay, I'm gonna, let's see, as you have questions, I'm gonna go back to the,
Break time. Question and answer.
Lucy, you're muted. Lucy, we can't hear
sorry,
you.
nobody
Yeah.
had any pictures. I don't think I asked earlier, those that came on earlier, if you had any pictures, or plants or trees, you had questions, but we did have a question of fertilizing. I don't know if that was fully answered. Kathy Black had that question. I'm gonna go back to gallery. Is everybody back at gallery?
Okay, question and answer.
So please unmute yourself if you have a question. Or you can physically raise your hand or something. I can help you there. So come on back, those of you that blacked out there, Anna.
I have a random question. This is Beth. Do dogwoods make decent bonsai? I've not seen them very often.
Oh, Sam, where'd Sam go? I can't find you. Oh, unmute,
They
Sam.
make beautiful. They make beautiful bonsai, Lucy. I've got your mother's, that dogwood that I got from her. It's gorgeous.
Okay.
Dogwood, it just only takes long time to develop, but if you can collect them in somebody's backyard, those big trunks already, and develop a bonsai, it's a nice, beautiful one. Yeah, dogwood is good.
Do you have one,
The
Beth?
Wood is,
I have a very small one that I grew from a cutting, but it's not really doing much, and I just wondered if it was kind of a lost cause or if it just needed a lot of age and a lot more sun.
okay, what you need to do is just try, can you put some bend on it? If not, just don't put on a big pot.
Yeah, it's in a small pot now, and I was wondering if that's holding it back.
No, it's better on a small pot, but you need to make a secondary pot. And
Oh, okay.
if, let's say, if you have a pot, if you pot it like this, right? Okay, on a plastic pot like this,
Right.
you cut on the bottom over here, so the roots will not spread, only over here will come up over here.
Okay.
So it will go to the secondary pot. It's just like that you grow it in the ground. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, the roots will not become spread later on, and you need to cut it back, the roots over here. So if you cut on the bottom, see that the thickness over here, see the thickness over here, that's gonna be, when you cut over here, that's gonna be the thickness of the pot that you're gonna put it on later on. Yeah, and then
Right.
let it grow even straight, but later on you can have some new growth on the base and then cut it back.
Okay.
Because they have that long internodes, right?
Yeah, it does.
Mm-hmm.
But it's in the shade. It's got a lot of shade right now.
Probably put it on a direct sun, because that causes the internodes to become long, because they have less heat.
Right.
No direct sunlight. The direct sunlight makes the nodes or the the needles become shorter or maybe longer for the black pine. Okay.
Kathy Black has a question. Can you unmute, Kathy? No? Can you unmute? I can't unmute you. I'm going to unmute everybody.
Can't hear her.
Can you hear me?
I can.
I can hear you.
Oh, thank you. Yay. Sam, I have a question about a mature 6-foot black bonsai black pine that's in the ground and is going to have to be moved. How fragile is that process to the black pine? It's a heritage piece and I don't want it to die.
Okay, what you need to do is just probably, how big is the trunk?
I'd say 6 to 8 inches.
6 to 8 inches. Okay. What you need to do is just probably dig about the soil that's from the base of the base of the trunk. So you need to have about 1.5 foot around that base of the tree, the soil intact.
Okay. And how far down?
Probably same thing, 1.5 foot.
Oh.
So you just about 1.5 foot from the base of that black pine, or
Okay.
okay.
And should it be moved to the new location immediately, or if you can't, should I wrap the root ball in something, water it well?
If you will not move it yet, what you need to do is just probably half. Okay, what you need to do is, if you're not gonna move in another place yet, you dig half of it and cut the roots, okay? Cut the roots on one side. Let's say maybe a foot or 1.5 foot from the base. So it will push the small feeder roots to grow. And then maybe next time you can cut on the other side. So it's more safer that way. But if you move right away, then you just cut about 1.5 foot from the base of the tree. And then underneath, probably not that much going downward, they go sideways. So it should be about, yeah, just so whoever dig it, then tell them just dig it deeper, about 1.5 foot too.
Okay, so their roots more go towards the side rather than way down.
Yes, it depends on what, if you have some big branches, let's say if you have the growth is, let's say, go to the west or the east, the big trunk, usually the roots that's big is just going east too. Depends where's the big branch going. The big roots is following that branch.
Well, that's interesting. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
We have another question out there. Well, Sam, well, we know that we're going to have a drawing next time, and that there's been a request by Pam to maybe demonstrate the exposed root you know, to prepare that. If you will, Sam, you know, let me know, and we can relate that to the club if we're gonna be able to watch that next time or not. So, but we do have many more Zoom meetings planned through December. So this went very well. So thank you. And thanks everybody cooperating. Yes. Okay, but any more questions?
Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Lucy.
Thanks, Thank Sam.
you.
Very
Thank you,
informative.
Sam.
Thanks, Lucy, for setting it up.
Yeah,
thank you.
this worked good. It was good to see everybody, and it's kind of fun to see other clubs involved. So,
Thank you for inviting Modesto.
oh yeah, you guys are cool kids. Thanks for coming. You had a good turnout. Yeah. If you, yeah, you're welcome to hang out and chat, or if you want to leave, you would just do there might be a red button when you're leaving the scene, and we could say you left the building. So thank you everybody for coming.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sam.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sam.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Lucy.
Yeah, good to see everybody. Good to see you.
Thanks, Sam.
It's kind of fun to see when I see the gallery, the pictures get bigger and bigger.
Now they're starting to get big, yeah.
Sam, I know your speaker's turned off or you're muted. Can you hear me? What is the best way to contact you regarding doing some work at our house? Email or phone call?
Phone call.
Okay. I'll call you in the next couple of days then.
All right.